many years ago, I think 20 years or so ago, I had a lucid dream. And in the lucid dream, I was kind of praying to the universe and saying, I need some inspiration. And seconds later, I heard this voice that was rising up from inside of me. And that voice said, become your own inspiration. That is a mantra that I've lived true to all these years. And that said, I'm absolutely thrilled in this interview series I've been running to introduce a husband and wife team who live to inspire others. And they do it through their work of inspiring others with respect to health, physical health, mental health, emotional health, and creative well-being. Their resume is absolutely massive, so I don't quite honestly know where to begin with it, but I'm actually really, really thrilled to invite Mindy Blackstein and Jeffrey Kipple to join me today in this episode. So welcome to both of you. It's wonderful to have you join us.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much for having us.
Yeah, really appreciate you having us as a guest here.
So how do we start? Where do I even begin? Do you want to maybe kind of give the viewers an overview of who you are and what you do, and then we can kind of go from there?
Sure. Minnie and I have been in the fitness, wellness, and empowerment space for about 25 years now. Actually, next week is the 25th anniversary of the first event that we launched, and the goal was to get people to rethink fitness, to rethink what it really means to be fit. And we started with physique competitions. So we helped to pioneer and launch the natural bodybuilding movement and what's known as fitness model search events. And we did that for quite a long time, ran a tour around the world with TV shows and magazines and expos and competitions. And we got to a point where we realized that although people looked like they were fit and healthful, truly that's not what was happening behind the scenes.
Wow.
Yeah. Even though they looked like a superhero from the outside, they didn't mean that they were feeling like one. So when we discovered that, we set out to course correct.
Yeah.
So
we first launched a whole initiative called the Body Proud Social Initiative, which was to get people to connect to not just the outcome of what they were doing, the journey as well. And to look at it that being body proud meant that it's body, mind, heart, and spirit. And that actually did really, really well. However, people loved the concept of it, but I don't think people were quite ready for the parts that I think back then, this is going back over a decade, that were more woo-woo. You know, people just weren't into it yet. So we stepped back so that we could look into the industry, connect with the right people, wholesome products, proven methods, authenticated role models to be able to let people share their wisdom, their insights, their innovations, and their information to help people really go on this journey to love better how they think and feel and act and look and dream. And at the same time, I started writing a book back when I was in my early teens, after reading the series, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And when those books ended, I just wanted another adventure to continue. So I had gone back to that book, every so often, either for my own little pick-me-up or to add more to it. And back in 2020, when everyone had to stay at home, Mindy sort of challenged me to go back to something that I really enjoyed, and I never finished. So I went through that portion of finishing it, and Mindy also stepped into it as well, because for years, Mindy was saying, well, let's embed messages of empowerment and self-growth through the book.
and Jeff was saying, nope.
I was saying, nope, it's a sci-fi comedy. How can we do that? And we spent the last almost 2 years now really revamping the entire book so that we can use comedy as a way to inspire people. And if they don't really get the deeper message, then it's just a joke. But if they get the deeper message, then we've given someone a mindset shift.
So coming full circle, we've used our desire to course correct, that we've taken the learnings that we've just learned, and we're learning from all these different like thought leaders and innovators and like, you know, people at the top of their field, so that we can embed those stories of empowerment within the pages of the book.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of fun to do.
So while I started writing the book, Mindy helped, and she came on as like the development editor. And then when we started to integrate, she did such an amazing job. And as we integrated all these concepts, you know, I said to her, well, we both need to be the authors. We need to be co-authors on this. Let's launch this book and really put it out there to, as Mindy said, to help course correct and to give people another way that they can look at things so that they can change the way they're looking at things.
Yes, because it's all about perspective. I mean, I'm absolutely loving what you're sharing, because it rings true with respect to my own sort of journey and process as well. And, you know, as I said in the beginning, I've been a lucid dreamer since, I think, since I came out of my mother's womb. And you know, I met master yogis and great beings in these lucid dreams. And many times they would tell stories to get a message across and to provide a deeper learning process, you know. And it's often through stories that we resonate, we connect, and then we can take something away for ourselves. And I think it's a fabulous way to do it. And are your books pitched towards just solely towards adults, or is it for teens as well?
It's for teens as well. In fact, we just launched the book this past week, and on Amazon Kindle, it reached #1 in comedy, in science fiction, in psychology and self-help humor, and in a category called happiness.
Yeah.
And it reached the top 10 in young adult science fiction, or
science fiction for young adults.
Yeah. So we want this. So because it's written in like the same genre as Hitchhiker's Guide and Monty Python and, you know, Faulty Towers, all that kind of stuff, there's the nostalgia from a certain generation, and then that generation can read the book for themselves, but they can also read it to their kids, because it's got funny names and funny things in it. So we've designed it so that it is for kids, it is for adults, it is to create the connection, and for those that just need a pick-me-up, you know, just want to feel better, you know, here's an ability to do so.
Sure. And have you got your book there so that readers know what to look for?
Almost. We have the book. We have the book cover.
Oh, nice. And I'm trying to see. Oh, it's The Ridiculous. Yes, I did see that online. The Ridiculous. Yeah. Brilliant. And that's an amazing cover, I have to say. I don't know who did your cover design, but that is incredibly powerful and really on point, genre specifically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So well done. That's fantastic. And do you have anything kind of shooting off of, you know, your book? Do you have programs and courses and things?
We have tons.
We have tons. So the main one is we're creating a companion. So instead of a companion book, it's an online companion community, which is also an app. So the different action steps that we're suggesting in the book, if people want to go further, they can go to the community. And in the community, they can learn from all these different people in wellness and fitness and mindfulness and spirituality and business and creativity, and take master classes or just do different action steps, and they get rewarded for taking those action steps and win opportunities and prizes. So what we do is we're taking stories of inspiration or innovations and putting them in the pages of the book. So those who have something really to share, we want to be able to help get that message out a lot further. So yeah, that community is going to be launching on the App Store and Google Play and everywhere, probably in about a month or so. We think.
Could be sooner.
It could be sooner, could be in a few weeks. But yeah, it's to give people that ongoing journey. And then for the fans of the book, The characters have profiles, and there's unique content that's created for the community of, well, what are the characters doing in between chapters? You know, what's happening in between books? You know, where are they hanging out? What are they actually doing? So it's to create it to be fun and give opportunity for kids and for adults to engage more with their kids.
Yes, because that is often a big kind of disconnect place, right? Where parents don't know what their kids are doing. And that can create all kinds of problems. So I'm loving everything I'm hearing. So I have a question actually. Am I right in thinking that via the community, you know, when that goes live and all of that, and you're building that members of the community can share their inspiring stories with you, and then you utilize those and share those? Was that what I was hearing?
Yeah, that's exactly what you were hearing. But deeper than that, it's that people are taking action so that their stories are going to be about their creations, the new art, their new passion projects, the transformations that they've made, the fit advancements, the mind enhancements, and the dream achievement. And those are that's the reason why the community is there, so that people can achieve their dreams, so that people can be body proud, so that people can manifest with their mind.
And we're designing in such a way that it's not about, 100 people liked your post. It's about, what are you sharing that has inspired someone else to take action?
Yes.
And those stories that are so meaningful in that way may fall into the pages of our next book, because we're doing a 9-book series.
Wow.
Beyond also, oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say that's fantastic. I love it.
That's cool. Well, beyond that, it's also the innovations. So because we learned from the fitness industry that people were using products that actually helped transform their body, but it wasn't actually helpful for their body. So now we're looking for the products and the innovators of those products to actually be discovered. So now the community gets to take action by vetting the products that are put out there by other members of the community. And then together, we're going to discover what products, what innovators, what influencers, what methods, what modalities are actually to be enjoyed. and by what group of people, because not everything is for everybody. So now this community gets to discover it together. And like, thank you.
Yeah, and I was going to say as well, in that community, which is really the important part as well, is discussing some of the problems and the challenges and the obstacles, and how did one person kind of push through self-doubt, for example, or procrastination, or whatever it is, right? Because there's always the kind of the shadow side of inspiration and getting your energy going and all of that. There's always that kind of critical voice or whatever. So having community really, really helps with that, and it gives you courage, I think, and strength to keep going, right, during those difficult times.
Yeah, absolutely. And in a private community, I think people feel more comfortable to share because they're in a safe environment, and it's not on a social media where people can be commenting things that are not going to help overall. It's in a like-minded empowerment community that changes people's mindset.
It's also a value reinforcement community. So people are incentivized to take action. They're recognized and they're rewarded.
Fantastic. And really, you're covering everything, right? It's mind, body, and spirit. And everything that is included in that, and however you put it. The mystery of that, the expansion of that, everything, every single aspect of one's life, both inner and outer, which is really remarkable, because I don't know anybody else who's doing this, quite honestly.
Yeah, thank you. And it's little things. Here's an example. Yesterday we were out at a street festival, and we bumped into some friend of ours that at that festival, and she had a booth there, and she had this, if you can see this ring.
You can see it, but you're not really holding it.
Yes, I can see it. I can see it. Yeah, so it's like a smiley face, right?
It's a smiley face, and it's the color yellow, which is my favorite color. And I saw that and thought, oh, we're doing a book launch event on July 11th. live and online. We found this club. It's the only one in Canada that's an space-themed club. So it's really, really cool. But I saw that and I thought, oh, I'm going to wear that during the reading. And then I thought of it like, that's really cool. So I'm wearing it so the smiley face, I can see the smiley face. So it's backwards for other people, but for me, I see it. So if for whatever reason, I just needed to be reminded to smile, I could just look down at my head. And now the person who created this, she does this by hand. She puts her love and intent in it.
She said it's very meditative also.
So this becomes something that, you know, as an extension, as an example in our community, well, this is something where there's a story behind this. And who is that person who's designed it? What's she all about? You know, what is her mindset? Why did she create these things? And is that something, if someone says, wow, you know, that's a great reminder, and then they could click on a button and they can get that. So it's to give people the tools that can help them along the way. It's one thing to just give someone an aha, but you've got to, what Minnie was saying, reinforce that aha. What kind of action steps? So if someone, for example, wore this ring, well, if they wore it every day for 30 days, how do they feel? What kind of stories do they have to share? Did it make them feel good? What was their aha and breakthrough for it? So someone who may not be in a happy state all the time could say, okay, there's a tool. It's not just someone saying, oh, you need to think positive and you need to be happy. Here's a tool that whenever I don't feel that way, I can just look down and put a smile on my face. So it's about that kind of thing where people can take action right away that can make them feel better.
Yes. Yeah. And it's often, you know, the yogis say it's about touchstones, having touchstones in your life. So it's a similar thing, you know, with setting up an altar or a puja space, you know, or having a garden or something that that is tangible, that gives you the courage when you may be feeling like you know, a bit dispirited, but it's connecting in with that part of you that's limitless, the mystery, you know, the power of that, and living true to it, rather than kind of connecting in with old loops and mindsets that are not very productive or maybe critical and so on and so forth. So I really love that. I love having something tangible that you can touch and feel and see to kind of keep you going, prompt you and remind you, right? Because it's always about remembrance, always.
Yeah.
So, you know, all of these things are so important, especially today, in today's world where there's so much anger and fear and, you know, anxiety. What you're doing is really incredible. So you've got this huge, I don't even want to say project. It's a lifestyle, really, you know, and a massive what's the word? I'm losing my words here. But, you know, I guess I can't put into words what you're working on because it feels so big. Does that make sense?
To us too.
To us too, yeah.
I mean, we had this vision like a long time ago that we just kind of saw all the pieces that we needed to collect. And it's just taken us years to collect the pieces. But now that they're collected, it's time to put them together and actually launch it. So whatever it is called, it is big.
Yeah, I mean, what Mindy said before, that the athletes that appeared on our TV shows or in our magazines or on the stages, they look like that superhero. And they got there through a lot of education and some through just reading random things online and things like that. We wanted to give people a space where the products and the services and the role models have been vetted to a certain degree. And everyone can unleash their superhero if they choose their life adventure, they choose the journey they want to take. And in fact, that's what the community, right? That's what it's going to be called. Unleash your superhero.
Oh, I love that. That's fantastic.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we have a whole system where people earn rewards and badges. So they go on missions and then they accomplish things by having their own experiences that are transformative, mindset shifts, or, you know, discovering new passions, things like that.
Wow, fantastic. Wow, that really is huge. That's amazing. And and so you said that's launching in a month, the community?
We're not sure. It may be a few weeks.
We're kind of going with the flow to like get it out. creatively want it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So you've got that plus all your books. You're publishing 9 books in your series, if I heard correctly.
Yeah, right now, book 1 is out. It's on Amazon and Kindle. The audiobook is being finished off. It's like a giant comedy skit. The audiobook, it's really, truly, really good. Book 2.
The voice actor, he's really talented. So like each of the characters have their own voice.
Yeah.
And times in different accents. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, Alan Irving, who got the job for it, there were about 100 people who auditioned for it because it's a fun project. But he did a fantastic job. So book 2 is in editing right now. Book 3 is being written, and we've storyboarded, beyond that. And it's a matter of which are the lessons that we're going to put in. And now that we have the community, we can see what kind of engagement people are having on different things. What are the things that are making people either have that laugh out loud moment, which in itself puts you into a state where you're in the moment. And if you're in the moment and you're laughing, it's just joy that you're experiencing. And at the same time, which are the mindset shifts people are having? And then we'll build on those so that in totality, we have all these stories that really empower people to make a change.
Wow. That's fantastic. So you're actually giving people something tangible, right, to work with, because that's one of the issues. You might have a flash of inspiration, let's say, to create a podcast or write a book. But, how do you then go from that inspiration into your action step? What does that look like? Where do you go to get help or support? And you're providing, all of those things, which is really great in one place, as opposed to having to go all over the place to find support. And it's often about support and community that really fuels, I think, the sort of continued journey, rather than saying, I tried that and I gave up.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I often share, I read something online a little while ago about there was data about how many people actually start a book and get to finish it. And I was shocked because it was something like 0.09% or something. It was really low. And I think it's because of what we were talking about. People get inspired in the beginning and then they just cannot keep going because it can be overwhelming. And unless you've got a good, strong support system or a team, or even just one person that can keep supporting you, it's easy to give up on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Encouragement goes a long way. And then seeing that other people are thinking that the same thoughts that you are, or are in the same position as you are, is motivating to move forward.
A mentor of ours, Casey Comden, he once said to us that this expression that most people change long enough to get the results they want, and then they go right back to what they were doing before. So what our goal was with the books and with this companion community is to reinforce people's actions so that they keep going on that journey. So it's not just something that is, I got inspired, I did this for a few days and I'm back to what I was doing. Rewarding people with opportunities and all kinds of really cool things so that people feel like I can keep going forward. I can keep moving.
Yes. And also, I'm not the only one that has this problem, let's say with writing a book or, and oftentimes what happens is we can stumble and fall at a particular problem, let's say cover design for the book or whatever, and feel overwhelmed and thinking, and then you can generate this kind of big monster in your mind about that particular issue, which really isn't that big. If you have support and you have people kind of giving you feedback or help, it becomes much smaller and manageable, and then you can work through it. And again, it's knowing where to go to get help and to get support and connect in and help you get on track again, really is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And again, just giving up on yourself. And, I've often shared this story, but I know at least 2 or 3 people that I've worked with over the years who are still in the process of writing a book 10 years on. And, that speaks for itself, I think, in many ways. So it's all about, being inspired and then knowing how to take action. What is the first step or what is the second step, and just to keep going. So I'm absolutely thrilled that you're doing this work. It's really fantastic. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that is going to probably grow and keep you very busy, once it's launched, I'm guessing, right?
Well,
Yeah.
we like our free time, so we'll figure a way to have somebody else who's passionate about certain roles oversee those roles.
Well, what the beauty of this community is, it's user-generated content. It's the algorithms sort of help to propel the information that's being shared that is getting a lot of engagement to be visible to people coming through. So it's really a user-generated community. Once we've built it, I'm not saying it just runs on its own, but yeah, we will have other people who help us.
Oh, good. That's key as well, right? I mean, I learned way in the beginning, when it came to ebook, formatting and all of that, I really wasn't interested. So I just found somebody who would do it for me. And
Yeah.
it's worth paying people to help with the aspects of the work that really maybe you're not interested in, or it's too big, too big a challenge. So I'm all for finding support that way as well. I think it's really great.
Yeah.
Good. So I think this first time around, we are getting close to the end of our conversation together. But before we kind of close out, I'd love to invite you to say or share anything else with viewers that we may have missed, or, how they can find you via social media or any of those good things.
Well, anyone could go to our website. It's ridiculousnovels.com. And you can join the newsletter there, so you're updated. On social media, my @mention is Jeffrey Kipple, pretty much on all platforms. Mindy's is, go for it.
You don't know it?
@HeyMindHeart. So I was just gonna have you say it. So @HeyMindHeart, Jeffrey Kipple. And yeah, we're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. So
we're not active on all of them.
We're not active on all of them, but we're there.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I'll put all the links in the show notes as well, so people can just find you really easy.
Thank you.
And they can keep the connection going and check everything out, and check you out, and join your newsletter, and all of those good things.
I would say that for anyone watching this, if you do pick up the book and you have a laugh out loud moment, or you have a mindset shift, share a review on Amazon. We want people to know what it's about, that it's more than just a science fiction story, or more than just a comedy. It's something to help you go on a journey of transformation and take that first step.
Wonderful. Fantastic. It's all about transformation, right? Well, thank you so much. I really, really appreciated this conversation. It's been very inspiring. So we lived true to the theme, inspiring all of you.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you. And viewers, thank you so much. As always, as I always say, I really appreciate you taking the time to come and join me on my channel to watch episodes, to share the content. And as always, please subscribe if you enjoy. It really makes a difference, and it makes me very happy. So thank you so much. So over and out until the next time. Be well, take it easy, and much love for now. Bye.